Was not a huge fan of this movie. Um, there is a sequel. I don't know if I'll watch it, if it's even on anything that I have, because this movie just wasn't very good. It follows three people. This girl and her boyfriend named Money. It's a very weird name. Don't think I've ever heard anybody named after, objects like that. Most people don't go calling themselves PS4, so Money is definitely a weird name. He doesn't last very long. He's not very important to the plot at all. Then there's Rocker, who wants to get the money because, you know, she has terrible parents and she wants to get her sister away from that bullshit. But it's not really her real parents, her stepdad and her mom. Then we got Alex, who we don't really know why he's doing this. They don't give him much character. But he ends up surviving pretty much the entire movie. But then eventually he dies when the movie's almost over. Then we got this old man who went blind from his time in the war and stuff. And his dog. His daughter got killed by some random rich girl. They paid him off and she didn't go to jail. So naturally he kidnaps her and assaults her. When he's like, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna let her go when she has my baby. It's so weird. But yeah, it's okay because he says he's not a rapist. Yeah, the movie ends with him still being alive. So it left it open for a potential sequel, which it got, unfortunately. But yeah, they originally thought it was going to be $300K, and obviously, but they never actually stated. They're obviously going to split it $100K each, but they eventually find out that there's even more money. There's like $1 million there. But yeah, the girl's the only one that survives since she's the most fleshed out character. The only other notable thing that happens in this movie is they almost say the name of the movie, but they don't. They go upstairs to try and escape the old man, and the dog is there. So he says, don't. Then he hesitates and says, run. Instead of, don't breathe. Which also feels like a reference to, the whole don't move scene from Jurassic Park. Which I don't think would be too far off. Since in Jurassic Park 2, the one girl fell on glass and then she wasn't supposed to move because, it's glass. It's going to break. Her whole body is on top of it. I have a scene like that with Alex where, he falls on glass and he can't move, but eventually he does. The old man happens to be there, so he shoots the glass and he falls. I didn't care for this movie. There was one other thing I forgot to mention. And that's that they have a complete character change for some reason. Earlier in the movie, Alex is like trying to use this panic alarm to get the police to come or whatever, and then she stops him saying, well, then we won't be able to take the money. So she doesn't want him to call the police. And then he argues with her, and he still wants to do it. But what stops him is the old man is coming, so they have to run. Well, later in the movie, she wants to call the cops, and he doesn't. It's a very weird character change, to say the least. It doesn't matter in the end because he dies not too long after, so it's very weird.